Thank you, Bruce Chase. This is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville, Bedford County, about 50 miles south of Nashville, 25 miles south of Murfreesboro, and the lovely and a little bit overcast rolling hills of southern middle Tennessee. And Chase, that fried bologna just made me hungry, brother. It's been a little while. I mean, we got to go find some fried bologna after this show's over with. It's that time of the month where we have David Kitchens, the Bedford County Emergency Management and Homeland Security Director, in here to talk about a whole host of issues in public safety. I'm guessing this day is going to be talking about weather. And we also have Elijah Kirby, his special guest. So what's going on, David? Take it away, brother. Did you get any sleep this week?
Yeah.
At your desk, maybe? Or at your desk, maybe?
You're trying to let secrets out. I told Scott, before we came on, I told Scott a little story about I took about a 10-minute nap. I fell asleep. Yeah. So I admitted it on the radio earlier. But no, we got some sleep last night. I was talking to Elijah last night, and I said, hey, can you make it just slow down where we're not getting close shots where we can get some sleep, but we got some sleep. And it's been interesting, and I'm sure Elijah's going to talk about some of that too, what's going on and what's happening. But yeah, glad to be here.
Well, I noticed that I got a couple of text messages from the 911 center. Looks you guys had to open some storm shelters this week, right?
We had. We were getting close shots with which way they were going to go, right. And we were getting some inquiries.
We were kind of right on the border,
right? And so to be on the safe side, we decided to go ahead and open those up. But thanks that we did not have any weather they've had.
Better to open them and not need them, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, not open really, them and need them.
Really bad weather west of here with the flooding and things like that. It's just the way it lays out. But yeah, we did go ahead and open those up, and Saturday night or early Sunday morning, we'll probably have some open, and Elijah will probably say something about that here in a minute. But yeah, it's been this is unusual to have 4 days running like this of severe weather where it's back and forth, but we're managing.
Well, and for some of our listening audience who may not know it, the Bedford County Emergency Management Agency has probably one of the more robust storm shelter programs in Middle Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee, I don't know. Certainly in Middle Tennessee.
Oh, definitely Middle, yes.
Yeah, definitely Middle Tennessee. And a lot of, I know you use the county courthouse, and of course we appreciate the faith-based community, the churches that open up their doors so folks can stay safe. And we were talking before the program, and it's been a long time since I think we've done a survey, but at one time 90% of the homes in Bedford County did not have basements.
That's correct.
So there became a need to do that. So I know that a lot goes into making a decision whether to open the shelters or not. A lot of variables you got to look at.
It does.
The timing of doing that. So that's why I asked if you got any sleep.
Yeah. And, yeah, it is. Of course, we have our ops guy, Josh Taylor, that looks at it also, and recently we've been working with Elijah, and we're proud to be doing that. We've talked about, I guess we've had a couple of meetings talking about some stuff that would be interesting for us, and thankfully he's agreed to help us out on stuff. He's going to look on some flooding stuff for us since that mapping has changed and how that affects us.
Those
and it's
inundation
ironic.
Maps change all the time. Yeah.
And it was ironic that, they were predicting, even though we haven't had any rain yet, but they were predicting we're going to have some rain, and they had that large amount out in West Tennessee, how that's going to affect us, and he's helping us look at that and update our stuff. So we're glad to be working with.
Well, we do have the Duck River here with a lot of tributaries emptied into it that do that. Elijah, welcome to the program today. Let's do this a little bit for our listening audience who may not know who you are. Why don't you give us a little background? Where are you from? Where are you from originally?
Yes, so I'm originally from Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Yeah, the Tornado Alley of Kentucky.
Yes, it really is. It really is.
So weather has been since you were born, right? You've been part of it.
So I was born in Hopkinsville. Huntsville, and
Okay.
then, I was 3 years old, and then we moved to southern Georgia. So I've got to experience a few little tropical systems when I lived down there in Georgia.
They can get the hurricanes coming up that way.
Oh yeah, right outside of Savannah. And then about 2 years after that, when I was 5, right as I was starting kindergarten, we moved up here to Bedford County, and I've been in the area.
Came to God's country.
So,
okay,
yes,
thank goodness, right?
Yes, exactly. So
you grew up here, basically.
Yes, I did. I went.
What high school did you graduate from?
Shelbyville Central.
Yes, outstanding.
Yes.
We get a lot of Cascade community people in here. I'm a Central grad myself.
Yes,
so
go Eagles, go Eagles.
There you go. Yeah, that makes up for the Kentucky shirt you have on. But go ahead.
So, anyways, I graduated from Shelbyville Central, and I'm currently in my senior year at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, studying meteorology.
Okay,
and,
outstanding.
I will be graduating in just under 4 weeks with my meteorology
Congratulations, Elijah.
degree. So,
okay, what do you plan to do after that with that degree?
So there's a lot of variables right now at play with the job market and stuff like that. But I am hoping that, over the next few weeks and few months that I'm able to get Shelbyville Weather, which is my weather page, social media page that I run. Right. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to turn that into either a good part-time job or a full-time job, later on down the line.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I love this area. I love the people here. And I want to continue to serve the people here.
So if someone wants to see that page, where do they go?
So I'm on Facebook at Shelbyville Weather on Facebook. Just put it in the search bar there.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter, or I guess it's X now, but used to be Twitter.
One of them things.
One of them things.
Yeah, okay.
So you can find me there, Shelbyville Weather. Just put in the search bar. I'll pop up first. And then I'm also on YouTube. I do all of my severe weather live stream coverage on YouTube, specifically. So if you have a smart TV, you can actually put my coverage up on the TV and watch it just like you would on the news or anything like that, which is really cool. So I'm on those 3 platforms, and
So just on any of those, just basically put in a search engine Shelbyville Weather. Okay, just want to let the audience know. But go ahead.
Yeah. So. With my weather page, I cover Bedford, Coffee, and Moore County, which is a new addition, and I am a social media partner with the National Weather Service out of Nashville for Bedford and Coffee County. So this program is called the T-Spotter program, and what we do is we collect reports that we get on social media, and we send them via the NWS chat room to the meteorologists there so that they can verify the warnings that they put out. So that's kind of how my page got started. And then, of course, it's grown over the past few years, and specifically, whenever we have periods of severe weather, kind of like what we're dealing with now, where we have severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado watches. It seems like every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Ask David.
Every day.
Ask Chrissy Hurley with the National Weather Service.
Yes. I feel so bad for them up there. I mean, they've been going. It's been a lot
round the clock,
a lot of hard work
the clock,
up there.
Yeah. Because they cover portion. Well, they cover Hopkinsville, as a matter of fact.
Yes, so they cover pretty much every county in Middle Tennessee except for Moore, Franklin,
which is under Huntsville, right?
And Lincoln County. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And funny enough, the National Weather Service in Huntsville, their office is actually in the same building that our Atmospheric Science Department is in at the University of Alabama in Huntsville, which is really cool. So I've actually had a few classes with the National Weather Service meteorologists there, and they come in and teach the class for us. So I've been able to gain a lot of good knowledge on social media communication and making graphics and partner briefings that the National Weather Service does, and just good communication, because at the end of the day, weather meteorology boils down to the way you communicate with people.
It's all about communication. Folks, we're talking to David Kitchens, the Bedford County Emergency Management and Homeland Security Director, and Elijah Kirby with Shelbyville Weather. We're going to take a 60-second break and be right back.
Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com. When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
At United Communications, we bring you fiber fast speeds with a network built for your community. Reliable service, locally staffed support, keeping you connected. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. United Communications, fast, local internet.
Folks, it's Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting here in Shelbyville and Bedford County. We're talking to David Kitchens, the Bedford County Emergency Management Home Security Director, and Elijah Kirby with Shelbyville Weather. Now, David, why don't you kind of explain to our listening audience kind of the process you go through and how you partner with Elijah to, especially with the storm shelter program?
Well, all right. So one thing that we do is, of course, here really in the last couple of weeks, I guess, I'll talk to Elijah too about what's going on, so that helps make the decision easier. Like we said, we talked about a little bit earlier. That's a hard decision because we don't want to. It's all volunteer. Our storm shelters are, and we don't want to have people that have to sit there for a long period of time, either volunteers or the people that's coming to the storm shelter. So we try to get close on our timing, and we usually about an hour prior to. That gives them time to get there and so forth. So that's one way we one way that we work with them. Another way is getting our information out. Elijah's and he's done that. That's just not something new since we've kind of been working with him, but he's always done that. He's good about putting out storm shelters and things like that. Mm-hmm. He gets just like everybody we do too. People have anxiety over the severe weather, and he gets questions quite a bit about the storm shelter, and he directs them in the right place. Of course, our Facebook, which he'll publish a lot of times on his page just so they can see, and of course the radio station here comes in and does a live feed when we have severe weather, putting out our stuff. But that's a couple of ways that we work together. And we talked about the flooding, and he's helping us look at ways we can update our plans and look and see where our danger areas are going to be. But also more education and teaching people of what different aspects of weather. So, a lot of people don't understand the difference between a watch and a warning. So
good point.
Yeah. So he pushes out, and we try to on our Facebook to learning points and places to go during severe weather if you can't get to a shelter or whatever. So just trying to beef that up a little bit more, because sometimes, and especially this last few times, it's been what they call supercells, and they could come up anywhere.
We don't like to hear that term, do we?
No, and it's not a line. A line is easy to follow. You can look at
Squall line.
Right, and kind of tell what timing on it, but a supercell is not. So it's yesterday we had one yesterday afternoon that went through Union and Rover. It was not severe when it went through there, but it stopped right at the county line. It was close.
It was tornado warned before that, wasn't it?
That was a little bit further down, so he actually sent me something on that, and we started our process. Because obviously we were probably not going to have time, so if these people have the information of what you can do if you're hit by a surprise storm,
because they do happen.
They do, and so that's kind of the things we're looking at, working with him and putting on our pages and things like that. Just trying to get the information out that we try to be and have shelters open as often as we can, but there are some times, like I said, we rely on volunteers and timing of things. If we've got advance notice, that that's a big plus, but just getting information to how to protect yourself.
Well, we do have sneak attacks, I call them sometimes.
Right.
They just kind of
Exactly
pop up
right.
with those supercells. So let's just recap for the listening audience too, that if folks want to find out if your storm shelters are open, they can obviously they can listen to 98.7 right here on WLIJ, because they partner with you guys here, the radio station does. Your Facebook page, Bedford County TN. Otherwise, you're going to get Virginia.
Right.
Bedford County TN.
Yeah.
That's right. Bedford County TN, EMA, or on Shelbyville Weather. Right. Elijah, to find out if these storm shelters are
And
open.
we appreciate, of course, our group. Yesterday we did regroup, and as it turned out, we did not happen to open the shelter. But we had people here. Chase was here last night at the radio station, I think.
Thank you, Chase.
Lori was
Eating bologna sandwiches, but go ahead.
Waiting for us to see if we were going to have to do any more. As it turned out, we didn't, but it's not like we're just watching the TV at home too. We put things in motion, and sometimes we don't get to follow through, or that doesn't happen, and that's fine with us.
If it diverts away from us, we're good, right? We're good with that, right?
So that's it's a lot that goes into it. A lot of moving parts, and we appreciate everybody. And my group, I'll say thank you to them and to the radio station here, because they do a good job and trying to get and protect people during this period.
Well, I know you guys partner really well with the National Weather Service, too.
We do.
Because they've been on a radio show down here. You've had them many times down here to talk about stuff. Yeah.
Also, right. So, that's kind of how it works, and the way we try to play it. Does it always play that way? No, but...
well, the one thing about, and Elijah maybe can comment on this, the one thing you can count on in Middle Tennessee on the weather, it's going to change.
Yes.
Right? I mean, the saying is, wait a couple hours, you're going to get different weather here in Middle Tennessee, right?
Yes, and that, believe it or not, actually, with this cold front we have coming through on a Sunday morning, we're actually going to see some of that change in weather really quickly.
Why don't you just tell our listening audience what might happen forecast-wise? What would that be, Saturday night into Sunday morning?
Yeah, so... if you've been, keeping an eye on the weather the past few days, as I'm sure everybody has been, we've had a stalled frontal boundary just off to our northwest, and that's where a lot of the storms, the supercells
coming across Kentucky.
They've all been tracking, everywhere from southern Kentucky all the way down to Rover and Unionville. I mean, the frontal boundary is kind of, pushed back and forth just in between those areas, but it's being blocked by a high pressure system that is just off to our southeast. And as that high-pressure system starts to move off the coast and
not
into
going to be blocked
Atlantic,
anymore.
It's not going to be blocked anymore, and we're going to get that frontal boundary start to move in, and that'll transition from a stationary front into a cold front.
So warm weather and cold weather mixing, not a good thing, right?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. So we'll have, we'll have warm, moist air out ahead of the cold front, and then cold air behind it. And right there, at the cold front, that's where the stormage will form, because you have the lift and the energy that's needed for thunderstorm development, and we're expecting a line of potentially strong to severe thunderstorms to move through the area, most likely between midnight and 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. So unfortunately,
we don't like those night storms either, do we?
Unfortunately, another overnight event for our area.
Thanks, Elijah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and what we're talking about, folks, is, a lot of y'all out there tend not to pay attention to the weather at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, these two guys are, but a lot of folks don't. And that's normally the deadliest tornadoes, I think, are in the middle of the night,
and
right?
believe it or not, Tennessee leads the nation in nighttime tornado deaths.
People always think of Texas, Oklahoma, places out west, but Tennessee by far gets its fair share, right?
Right, they do. We
don't want to be king of that, but...
Right. And I was going to ask this question. So, we've always heard about Tornado Alley.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard Tornado Alley has shifted. Is that a true statement, or what? Do you have any feeling on that?
So
is that a trick question?
Do you plead the fifth? Or
it's a very good question. It's a very good question. So it'll depend on who you ask. So
We're asking you, brother.
Yes. So in my personal opinion, I do not believe that the traditional Tornado Alley has shifted at all.
Okay.
But there is a secondary Tornado Alley that a lot of people don't know about, and that's called Dixie Alley. And we are right smack dab in the middle of it here in southern Middle Tennessee. So Dixie Alley actually hosts the most violent tornadoes in America. If you take, by a square mile, if you were to cut Dixie Alley into little square miles, we have the most violent tornadodos. And believe it or not, Huntsville, Alabama is actually in the very center of that.
Really?
So we're, just a little bit north of the center of Dixie Alley. And, this is where a lot of times we'll have the nighttime events in Dixie Alley. And then it's also very, very dangerous down here, especially with it's hard to see the tornadoes a lot of times.
A lot of hills.
A lot of hills, a lot of trees.
Out west, you can see a tornado coming 15 miles away.
I was we were driving to Colorado this summer. I went to Colorado for the first time, and we drove 15 hours out there, me and my best friend did.
Okay.
And we saw cloud-to-ground lightning come out of the cloud and strike to the ground 60 miles to our west.
Wow.
60 miles away, you could see, the cloud-to-ground lightning from the cloud all the way to the ground.
Here it's 6 blocks.
Yes. It really is.
If you're lucky,
it really
right?
is.
Because those tornadoes pop over those hills, too.
It really is. So, as we... this is our biggest time of year for, tornadoes. This is our spring tornado season. We have a secondary season in October, November, and December. But this is our main tornado season right now from March to May.
Of course, we can have a tornado any month, right?
Yeah, we can.
And we've had them any month, right?
We've had tornadoes in every single month of the year. It doesn't matter. James Spann, he's a TV meteorologist in Birmingham, Alabama, and he has a big following on Facebook and Twitter. But he always says Alabama's tornado season is 12 months,
and I think that through December.
I think that could be said for
agree
Tennessee.
With you. We've talked about that before on the program. Is you never know.
Yeah,
we've had some really big tornadoes in December, February, January. Scott's got a story about a Christmas. Go ahead, tell that and again.
Christmas Day. Yep. Christmas Day, and it was Jan Phillips from the police department. I think he was a major then. Calls me up and said, "Hey, it's 7:30 in the morning. Scott, could you come out to Newell Rubbermaid? I think we had a tornado." I said, "What are you talking about, Jan? I'm the EMA guy, right?"
Yeah.
There was no prediction. There was nothing. And he said, "Well, we got tractor trailers kind of stuck up here like matchbooks, just laying around everywhere." So I drive up. Sure enough, you could see the path of the tornado that happened over towards, at that time, Calsonic. So I called the weather service. Here's how they answered the phone. Oops. That's how Chrissy answered the phone. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
We didn't know that was coming down that low. But, it was something that they had been watching, but it was supposedly at altitude. But that was what I call one of those sneak attacks. Fortunately, I think it was a couple $1 million in damage to that building, but because it was Christmas Day, the security guards weren't even there. So nobody got hurt. There were a few people at Calsonic, but that can happen anytime.
Perfect example.
And wasn't predicted or forecasted.
Yep.
Right.
At all. It wasn't the Weather Service fault. That thing just popped up.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly, too. Mm-hmm. So Elijah, as we're about out of time here, but as we go into this weekend, and David, both of y'all, what do folks need to be doing?
Well, number one is watch the weather.
Keep your eye to the sky.
Right. A good place if you haven't already got him tuned in is sitting right here next to me, Shelbyville Weather. And that's one thing. I didn't mention this. I'll say this real quick. I know we're pushing time.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Shelbyville Weather is predominant when we're in our shelters. A lot of people, you can hear Elijah live
they're on
when
the
he's
phone.
doing right.
They're on the phone watching it.
They've got it pulled up. So
we're buried in the shelter.
And
are you buried in a shelter then, Elijah?
Well, a lot of times I don't. I'm glued to the TV or glued to the computer screen when I'm trying to cover. But if there is, a pertinent circulation coming towards me, I will take shelter if I have to.
Good for you.
But that's one way. News media, be careful with that. Elijah talks about that sometimes on his stuff of where you get your information, because there's a lot of folks out there that I'll just say pushes the envelope sometimes on what they report. Just stay weather aware.
Facebook, false information, that never happens, David. I don't know what you're talking about.
Stay weather aware and have your phones where you can receive warnings and
so multiple
like
ways.
Correct.
You guys still encourage, I guess, no weather radios,
right?
Especially for in the middle of the night. Now they'll give you a heart attack when they go off in the middle of the night.
That's another thing.
What if your phone's not charged up or something?
Yeah, that's one thing we've been talking about too. So the radio signal from Beach Grove is out, and so do you remember what the tuning was when?
Oh, I don't know.
So,
top of my head.
Yeah, we'll put that out. That their notification tower is down, and we've been putting it out. It's been a while, so a lot of people should know it.
Right? Another tower.
I can't remember.
Which is where the weather comes from, but
check the our Facebook's either Shelbyville Weather or ours at EMA, and we've been putting that out also. But that's
and you can register at 911 for Code Red.
That's correct. Go to their website. I think it's
Bedford County
E911.org. I think's what it is.
Just put in the search engine Bedford County 10, by the way.
Yes.
E911. It's free. I mean, I don't know if you have to pay for text message on your phone, but as far as signing up is free.
That's free.
Through Bedford County E911 Center, and that'll give you alerts on your phone.
That's correct. It's called Code Red.
Yep.
So there's you go to their website and click on Code Red, and you'll fill that out.
So basically, you got to have multiple ways to get warnings, right?
Yes.
Redundant.
The other night, my wife did get upset with me because my phone was going off so much, because I have myself probably 3 or 4, so and I have 2 phones, so there you go.
That couch is comfortable.
There's no question that I'm going to hear severe if anything severe comes out, so that's an excellent way to have it. So any others that you think of that I haven't said?
Just make sure that you have your plan in place for sheltering from severe weather, tornadoes. Lowest floor of a building, center room, room with no windows.
I tell you, folks, if you got a stairwell with a closet under it,
that's perfect.
As many times I've seen houses destroyed, usually the stairwell's still standing because they're reinforced.
That's correct.
So if you don't have a basement or something, but make sure, bathrooms usually have a little bit thicker walls because of plumbing. Get in the middle of the house if you can, right?
Definitely don't want to be in a vehicle or a mobile home or anything like that.
No, and I tell people, if you happen to have a helmet like a motorcycle or football helmet, no kidding, put it on.
That's right.
Because a lot of the injuries aren't so much getting sucked up by a tornado, it's head injuries by getting hit by debris.
Exactly right.
Debris is
that sort of thing. So may look a little silly while you're sitting there and you're wearing your motorcycle helmet or your ATV, your four-wheeler helmet. It can save your life, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So, folks, David and Elijah, appreciate you guys coming in. Is there anything else, David, that you want to talk about today?
I don't think so.
Appreciate you guys coming in. And, David, I know folks appreciate what you and your staff do to keep our residents here in Bedford County safe and make it a better place to live and work right here in Bedford County. Elijah, appreciate the community service that you provide and have been providing for several years with Shelbyville Weather. So, folks, just go to the plethora of different things and just put in Shelbyville Weather on the search engine for that site and get some good information coming from Elijah. Congratulations on graduating here soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
On getting that, and like I said, thanks again for you helping out 3 counties here locally. Folks, this is Scott Johnson on behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. We have 11 government and government-related talk shows every month right here on Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. Tune in here to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Scott Johnson, until next time.
At United Communications, we're more than just fast internet. We're your local connection to reliability and service that you can count on. Right here in Bedford County. With fiber fast speeds and a team in your community, we keep you connected when it matters most. No long hold times, no out-of-town providers, just real service from people who care. Call 931-740-1800 or visit united.net. Thousands of Tennesseans already trust United. United Communications. Fast, local, internet.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
It's never been easier to follow the leader in pure classic country from wherever you are. Listen with the WLIJ 98.7 app for free on the App Store and Google Play, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, and X at WLIJ.radio.